Hi everybody, thanks for joining me for today's video. My name's David. This channel is Damar's Coaching, and this video is to help many of you who find yourself currently in uneven relationships, possibly being abused, taken advantage of, exploited, neglected, and you want to end it, but you feel too guilty. Now, I know toxic relationships alone are difficult to end. I mean, they're the worst experiences for us when we lose somebody or a relationship ends because it's just over, it doesn't work out. It's awful. It's not easy, but it's not as hard as it is for us. When I say us, survivors of narcissistic abuse, it's not easy at all. It's very difficult. There's many components to it, okay? But I want to get into the guilt aspect of this. I've helped many clients. I truly understand this. I really do. Not just from my own personal experience, but I feel that helping so many others, I really got a good idea of how guilty people feel ending relationships with people. This starts with the narcissistic family dynamic. Just real briefly, it's do for me, good boy, good girl, do for you. It's selfish, it's wrong, and bad. You're bad, okay? Period. That can continue in adulthood. You want to go work, go to college. I mean, I've seen some of the worst scenarios of this. Those of us who continue this dynamic into adulthood feel an obligation to the family, okay? A duty, a sense of duty. Terms like codependency and parentification are ways to better understand how you assumed responsibility over your parents and what they need instead of your parents assuming responsibility over what you need. Blood is thicker than water. Okay, we can be real tribal and all that matters is family, screw everyone else, but I believe we choose our family. When you have experiences like mine and millions of other people, if we don't choose our family, we're screwed, period. We're born screwed. That's another video. We choose our family, guys, okay? Things we do in our life have to be our choice. Or we develop stress disorders, huh? So I understand as family ages, and we've continued this, right? That we will end up caretaking for them. Either they're old or maybe their health deteriorates. Maybe it's just financial. It's emotional dependency, and it makes it very difficult to end these relationships. I know. I help my clients end these relationships without guilt. And I'm talking about having immense guilt and never doing it. Never ending these relationships in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, your 70s. Still have some family that exploit you, use you, abuse you, and you can't leave. You feel too guilty to end it. Even though you know you should end it, you know you want to end it, you know you need to end it, you know how bad and damaging it is for you. You just can't do it because you've been conditioned since a child to do what other people want, and they're more important than you. You take care of somebody else, and eventually someone will take care of you. That is not how it works. I understand our parents get old and need help. I'm not saying don't do that. What I'm saying is if they continue to abuse you, don't do that. We don't have to. That's their choice. You guys aren't understanding that people make their choices and we hold people accountable for that. Period. I don't care if they're on their deathbed. You do not have to endure pain and anguish just because they want to. You don't. The key is that you can have healthy relationships and they cannot. That is the difference here. And that's what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not talking about anything else. I'm not talking about healthy families and stuff like that. I'm talking about families that have exploited their children, have neglected their needs, have abused them into their adulthood, and now they still just can't stop it because you can't control your family. You can't control anyone. Hopefully you have some control over yourself because the people you have relationships most likely do not have control over themselves. I'll show you. This could be a friend. We're adults. These are all adults watch. This isn't made for children. This is for relationships. Anybody you allow into your life. Friends, dating, partners, spouses who become completely dependent on you, whether it's emotionally, sexually, physically, financially, whatever it is. So here's how it works, guys. It's called terms. Terms. I'll get into that in a second, but there's a rule, okay? There's a healthy rule that every relationship have problems. That's healthy. And we have to fix these problems because problems in relationships cause stress. Major stress can. And we fix these problems so we don't have stress anymore. Because if we don't fix the problems and we stay in the relationships, we are mentally ill. There goes our mental health. I've made plenty of videos and I've said it plenty of times. It's killing you. Root cause of disease. So the rule is, as we have problems in our relationships, we try to fix them, and if we cannot, we accept it and we end it. That is the rule, okay? But blood is thicker than water, right? No, it's not. I don't know what that even, it doesn't even make sense. I know what they're implying. It's hard to end relationships. It's harder to end toxic relationships. We're scared, lonely, alone, many other things, dependent, and guilty. We feel guilt doing that. I can't. I've been taking care of her for so long. I can't just stop. What's going to happen to them? Oh, I don't know. Are they adults? What happened before you did this? Is that your fault? Even if it is, it stops now, right? So we most likely don't have terms in any of our relationships, I bet. I bet we don't. But toxic people sure do, don't they? Plenty of terms, maybe never spoken about, but it's those unspoken rules, those terms that you can't do, things you can't do, things you must do. They have lots of terms. Why don't you have any? We have to. We have to. So here's how you end a relationship guilt-free. We've already decided, right, that we want to end it. That's where this video is at. Okay? Either for whatever reason, they're abusing you, they can't stop, you don't like them anymore, you hate them, you want to get away from them, they're dangerous, okay? But you want to do it guilt-free. You can't just ghost. You can't just say, I don't want to do this anymore. That's not good enough, right? These feelings of guilt usually means our self-worth is so low. I'm not worthy of being happy. I'm not worthy of having what I want. Number one, boundaries. The boundary word, the B word. Boundaries are this is it, real careful. We apply boundaries. I know we haven't been, but we just to help. This is step one. We apply boundaries. Boundaries are our comfort zone, where we want somebody. So this is about bad behavior. Let's call it abuse. Whether it's gaslighting, lying, cutting you down, whatever it is, it's abuse. And it feels bad. So we're communicating to somebody what they're doing, how it feels, and to stop, or you're not doing well enough. I'm not close enough to you. You're too far away. This is too close. This is too much, too fast, too uncomfortable. So we just tell them, what you're doing hurts. If that's not enough, please stop. If you don't follow this, you will get sucked into their game. They'll accuse you and you'll defend yourself, or they'll dismiss it and push it off to somebody else. So they'll say, you shouldn't feel that way. Nobody else does, blah, blah. This hurts me. Please stop. Okay? If they care about you, they will. Okay? If they don't care how you feel, they'll tell you all the other things I told you, plus other things. Don't fall for it. You just go right down the line. I told you that hurts me. Oh, that shouldn't hurt. You're sensitive. It hurts me. Please stop. I don't like it. Hurts me. Please stop. And then you accept that they're incapable or don't care about your boundaries. That hurts. Please stop. Doesn't work. It's time to end it. Right? So, number two, terms. Every relationship must have terms. They must be spoken about and they must be agreed upon. I know one term. I've said it before that I have when I enter relationships. Say it's a dating relationship. I start dating a female and we now are committed. I let her know right away that if we break up, it's over and we don't get back together. So if you end it with me and tell me you want it over and you break up, do not come back to me. I will not take you back. And if I end it with you and I break up with you, I'm not going to contact you again, and I'm not going to try to get you back. It will be over. It's not a threat. It's just when you want it over, believe me, it's over. So if you don't want it over, don't say it. Pretty simple. Okay? So a term, let's just use one thing that they do that's wrong. It's most likely abuse. If you're not sure, find out, but it probably is. Abuse is just hurting you on purpose. I can neglect you on purpose. That's abuse. Neglect is abuse. Okay? And we just say, I have a term for our relationship to continue. Just like you have terms, you can tell them what their terms are. I'm not allowed to do this, 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 this. I have to always do this when you do this and this. Crazy. But I have a term. You're never allowed to abuse me. Oh, okay, abuse. I don't abuse you. Okay. You're never allowed to do this ever again because it hurts me and I won't tolerate it, and those are my terms. So to have a relationship, you have your terms and I respect your terms, and I have one term: never do this again. Okay? You do not threaten. You do not give ultimatums. Don't do that. It's unhealthy. We don't need to be unhealthy to do this. We're doing this in a healthy way. You never want to threaten somebody, and you never want to say, give them ultimatums, or it's over. No, we're in this together, right? As far as we can until we both agree it's over, and then we both end it. So what we do is we say it's spoken about, agreed upon. You are never allowed to do this to me ever again. You're never allowed to abuse me ever, ever again. Okay? You're never allowed to call me this again. You're never allowed to criticize me like that ever again. You're never allowed to call that female or that male ever again and cheat on me and do this. Whatever it is, you're never allowed to do that again. Period. Ever again. Not once. Do you agree? So they're either going to agree or not agree, right? All the other BS means they're not agreeing. Oh, if they don't say, yes, I agree, then everything else is disagree. I don't care what they say. Not right now. You can't make me do that. Then they're not agreeing. But if they don't, then you say, that's okay. I understand you can't agree to my terms. So you will hurt me and you will abuse me. You believe it's okay. So, well, that's okay. Let me know when you can't agree to never doing this ever again. Just let me know when you can. Goodbye. Okay? Do you see how simple that is? Because a real healthy way is, it's over. I'm sorry. I want it over because it feels like this, this, and this, and I want you to never contact me again. Please. Thank you. Bye. But we're in deep, right? And it's a lot harder, and we're really, really guilty. So you won't agree to my terms. You will abuse me again. I understand. That's okay. So, well, let me know when you can agree to never abuse me again. Just let me know. Okay? And then they might just agree first, or they might not agree, take 2 weeks, and then agree, and oh, I agree now, I agree now, I agree now. Okay, so you agree to never do this again, okay? And then you wait till they do it again, because they will. If that's what you have to do, if you have to wait until they do it again, then you wait till they do it again, and then you tell them, you did it again. I told you never can do that again. So I cannot allow you to ever do this again. And you were either not honest when you agreed that you would never do this again. You're either not honest, or you cannot control yourself. Regardless, is you are not going to follow my terms. You do not respect my terms. You will abuse me again. And the only way I can do that is get away from you until you are totally honest, totally committed, and you will never, ever do this again. But it seems like you can't, because I've given you ample opportunities and tries to never do this again. You said you agree that you never do it again, and then you did it again. So either you're not committed, you're not being honest, or if you are, you're incapable and you can't control yourself, and you have to abuse me again. And the only way I can do the thing right now is just get away from you. I'm sorry you won't agree to my terms. I'm sorry you don't want to make it work. I'm sorry you want to end this relationship. Get it? Because they end up ending it, not you. They're doing it. How can you have guilt if they're doing it? How can they place guilt on you if they're doing it? The only guilt they can place on you is, why won't you let me abuse you? And you say, why can't you stop? Why can't you control yourself? I'm sorry. Get help. But for now, the only thing that can be done now, since you won't stop and you won't commit to it and you can't control yourself, I got to be over here. Let me know when you can. Let me know when you can control yourself. Sorry you don't want to try a relationship with me. Sorry you can't agree to my terms. Sorry you can't control yourself. So let me know when you really can agree to my terms and follow through and respect them and control yourself. Bye for now. They ended it, not you. Period. That will help your guilt, I promise. Because the problem is you're not really ending the relationship. They're sabotaging it by abusing you. It was over the first time they abused you. When people abuse you, the relationship is over. Over. You can end it, you can stay, but it is over. There's no more relating together. You're not doing anything together. You're not going anywhere together. You're a victim. You're being victimized, and you are going to have mental illness if you choose to stay. I promise. Okay? Anybody's got questions, let me know what you think about this. Add some other pointers if you want to. You guys watching this, if you think this is valuable to you, go down below, read the comments, and you'll see some other recommendations, suggestions, things that worked out for them. Ask me questions, always answer them. Okay, everybody? Make sure that you always love yourself first. Okay? Thanks. Bye.